everybody, welcome to this introduction to yoga class. I think you'll be doing this on catch up. Thank you for those of you that are here live. So basically what I wanted to do, I'm just going to turn my music down a little bit. What I wanted to do was just talk for a couple of minutes about yoga and what yoga is all about, and then we're just going to do the practice that we normally do here at this online platform, my online platform, Ahimsic Health. So I'm going to take you through a regular practice that we normally do so you can see that it's possible for anyone to practice yoga. So first of all, in any yoga class, the most important thing is that you listen to your body. Everyone's got different levels of experience, different levels of ability physically, and you know, health issues, injuries, things like that need to be taken into account. So if at any point something doesn't feel right for you or your body and you just want to watch and observe, that's what you can do. So don't be afraid to stop and rest and just watch at any point. And also there's a lot of misconception that yoga is mainly a physical practice, a practice of just physical exercise, which is it's been taken out of context in the West. We've kind of attached ourselves to this physical part of yoga, but actually yoga is it's the science of the mind. Patanjali, one of the who wrote the Yoga Sutras, calls it the science of the mind. It's actually even more than that, because it's dealing with mental health. It also deals with emotional health, and then you've got physical health as well. And what we work a lot on in these practices is energy. So everything is energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, it's all energy, and none of it is permanent. All of it can be shifted, all of it can be transformed by doing these practices that we do, as you'll see as we go through the session. So don't think of it as just a physical practice. That is just a small part, which is really great because we want to look after our physical bodies as well. But there's so much more to us than just the physical body. We've got our mental health, emotional health, and then there's also the deeper part of us, which has been kind of blocked out in the societies that we live in these days, the spiritual part of us. So you can think of, so we look at, in my beginner's course that I run, we look at body, mind and soul, and each week goes through in detail the body part of the practice, the mind part of the practice, and then the soul part of the practice. And it's just really learning about that you are not just this body, you are not just your thoughts, you are a soul as well. And this is the soul that's been kind of blocked because we're so caught up in the outside world, all the drama outside of us, all the stress, all the worry, all the anxiety, all the fear and all the negative stuff that's going on in the world. We tend to, the ego part of our mind tends to attach to that, and we get stuck in those states. So we walk around in this kind of fight or flight nervous system, which is kind of high alert, always in these negative emotions of stress, anxiety and worry. And what yoga does is it shifts that, and it reconnects us to our heart and our soul. And in our heart and soul is our truth, and our true essence is love and is wisdom, and it's in every single human being. It's just because of the way we live right now, we've been blocked this access. So when you think about, when you get a gut feeling, this is the wisdom of your soul, this is your intuition. And often we ignore that, and our intuition is always right when it's real intuition. What we get caught up is in listening to the conditioned mind that's been influenced by the outside. So we've stopped listening inwards. And in a nutshell, that is really what yoga is all about. It's about reconnecting to your soul and letting your heart and your soul guide your mind, rather than any past conditioning or anything from the outside world that likes to keep us in this conditioned state. You know, all the things we see on the media, on the news, in the newspapers, on social media, all this stuff is designed to really catch our ego and pull our ego into whatever it is, these negative states, to keep us controlled. So when we start listening inwards, that stress and anxiety and worry, it just drifts away, because we realise there's actually pure love and happiness within us. So we'll get going with the practice and I'll speak a little bit more, but I really wanted you to know that with yoga, it is the proof is in the practice. So doing the practice regularly is when you start to feel changes. You know, it's not just about one class here and one class there. It's really as regularly as you can. And it doesn't always have to be a full hour class like this. It could be you take one of the breathing exercises and you do that for a couple of minutes each day. That can count as your yoga practice. So let's get going with the practice anyway, because it all starts to kind of make more sense when we start doing the actual practices. So for the class, you're going to need something like, I did put this in an email to you, hopefully you received it, a belt. You could use a towel, a rolled up towel, or a scarf, or anything like that that you can basically hook around your foot for a stretch. And you may also want some folded up blankets or rolled up blankets and a cushion to sit on when we come to the seated practice. For many people, sitting cross-legged just doesn't work in their bodies, which is totally fine. You don't have to sit cross-legged to do yoga. So you could sit in a chair when we do the seated position, or you could sit with your legs stretched out. So don't feel like you have to try and yank your legs into a lotus position or anything like that. All right, I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted now here live so that we can get on to the practice. All right, so gather your bits that you need by your side, and you can come, and we're going to start lying down. So in all the classes I teach, we always start preparing the body with a good stretch, so it makes it easier for the physical movement that we're going to do, and it makes it easier to sit if you're going to sit cross-legged as well. So just releases any tension in the spine and the backs of the legs. All right, so come and lie down. Come and lie on your back, and you're just going to bring your knees into your chest. Bring them in and cross your right ankle on the top of the left, and just have a little stretch there. You could put one hand on each knee, or you could interlace your fingers. And if it feels nice in your body, you can rock from side to side. And if it doesn't feel nice in your body, stay still. So every little stretch and exercise we do, you find a way that feels good for you, for your body. I can guide you to a certain extent with, certain techniques, and certain postures and positions that are safe and good alignment, but it's got to feel right in your body, because certain cues aren't right for everybody. Certain verbal cues will work for one person and not for another. All right, so always listen to your body and don't feel like you have to do every single exercise. So I'm going to switch over the ankles now, and you can either keep rocking or you can hold it still. And then we'll bring it back to the center and uncross your ankles. One hand goes on top of each knee and draws slow, smooth circles with your knees out and around. And so with this, people often rush and make it too big. So with not just with this exercise, but with any of them, just go slow and start small, and then build up your range of movement if it's all feeling okay in your body. So this should feel quite soothing in your hip joints and your lower back. Okay, and then we're going to change direction with those circles. And you can't expect it all to make sense in one session either. Some of these practices can take quite a bit of repetition to get to feel the positive effect. So just don't worry about it too much. Just give it a go and do what feels good for you, and know that you're going to be able to come back to this class whenever you like. All right, so we're going to squeeze the knees into the chest now. Might be you have your hands on your knees. It might be you can interlace over the tops of the legs. Might be you want to use your towel or your belt over your knees to pull the knees in. And I'm going to go on to the next stretch. Keep your right knee in and stretch your left leg out on the floor. Squeeze the right knee in as far as feels good for you, and then just check in with your shoulders. Wriggle your shoulders down, lengthen the back of your neck, and just take a deep breath there, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then circle around your right ankle and really focus on that ankle. And of course, all the teachings of yoga and what we do in these classes can't be taught in 1 hour either. So I'm just giving you a kind of basic overview, if you like, of what we do and how it works. And then change direction. Okay, and then you're going to relax that right foot and stretch your right leg out on the ground. Reach back with your arms, stretch down with your legs. Inhale and exhale, relax. Now bring your left knee into your chest, squeeze it in. Check your shoulders again, relax them down and start to circle your left ankle around. Focus on the movement of your ankle. It's good for circulation, warms up the feet, gets the blood flowing. So again, find a range of movement that feels good and don't rush it. Change direction. And relax the foot. Take a full body stretch again. Arms back, legs down. Inhale. And exhale, relax. All right, we're going to bring the right knee. Actually, no, we're going to take the yoga belt and put both feet in the belt. It's a good way to start. So both feet go up in the belt. You might be using a towel or a scarf. Stretch your legs up. See how that feels. Now draw the toes down and push the heels up. So it's like you're trying to get your feet flat on the ceiling. And it might be your knees are bent. It might be they're straight. It might be your legs are shaking. See if you can breathe to release any shaking. If at any point you need to come out of it, just come out of it. So stretching all down the backs of the legs really helps to release any tightness in the lower back. So we're now going to keep the right foot in the belt and take the left leg out. And you can either keep that left leg bent with the sole of the foot on the ground or stretch the leg out. And then again, see how that feels. You can move your leg a little bit from side to ease into it. And if it feels too much, if it feels like you're straining and tensing up and you can't breathe, then let the leg go away from you a little bit. Bend the knee. Just find a way where you're still feeling a stretch, but you can breathe as well. We don't want to hold the breath. And then while we're here, if you can get into the breath, just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you breathe, focus on where you feel your breath. Kind of takes your mind away from the discomfort of the leg for a little bit. If you focus on where you feel the movement of your breath, in your rib cage, in your chest, and eventually into your back as well, you're going to start to feel the breath expand. One more deep breath. Good, and then we're going to bring the left foot back up into the belt. Stretch it up and take the right foot out. Stretch the right leg out on the ground or keep the leg bent with the sole of the foot on the ground. See what feels more attainable for you. Draw the toes down, push the heel up as best as you can. You can move the leg a little bit, sway it from side to side. Just feel into it, then get it to a place where you can really get into the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale Exhale. Shoulders relaxing, face relaxing. Couple more breaths. And then release. You can bring the leg down, put your yoga belt or whatever you're using to the side, and then just take a full body stretch again, arms back, legs down. Inhale as you stretch, and as you exhale, relax your arms. Now if it's comfortable, just see where your arms have relaxed behind you. Leave them there if that feels okay. Bend your legs in, soles of your feet on the ground. You're going to separate your feet till they're as wide as the mat. Now if your arms don't feel okay behind you, you can stretch them out to the sides. And then we're just going to roll the knees over towards the right as you inhale, and exhale, squeeze in your belly as you bring your legs through the center. Inhale over to your left, and as you exhale, see if you can squeeze up your pelvic floor muscles and your belly button as you come through the center. And keep that going. If you don't know what the pelvic floor muscles are, just don't worry about it too much. If you don't know how to engage them, don't worry about it too much just yet. It comes in time, and I'm not going to go into too much detail about that this evening. You think about squeezing your sit bones together. So it's like squeezing the muscles up in the base of the pelvis. And the belly button has a feeling of squeezing in towards your center, towards your spine. Inhale, the knees go over, and exhale, bring your legs to the center. So keep going at your pace. Don't feel like you've got to keep up with the rhythm that I'm going at. You go at your rhythm, your pace. The last time you do this, you're going to be going over to the left side with your legs, and then bring the legs back up to center. Heel toe your feet back in towards each other, and let's now just bring the right knee into the chest, squeeze it in again, and stretch your left leg out on the floor. Your right arm's going to open out to the side, and then we're going to roll the right leg across the body as far as feels good for you. So you might have a bit of wall or a bit of furniture you can rest your right foot on, or it might reach the floor. If you don't have anything and your foot doesn't reach the floor, just tuck that right foot back and rest it on your left inner thigh. And now breathe and focus to your breath again. Breathe into your right side. Feel the right rib cage, the right waist expand. And as you breathe out, see if you can relax your right shoulder, your right arm, and your right hand. And make sure your lower back feels okay. You may feel a bit of a stretch around this outside of the hip and into the glutes, into the bum, and maybe a little bit around your waist and across your chest. Just make sure you can maintain your breath. You can maintain your breath, a good quality breath. It's a good indicator you're not forcing your body into anything it's not ready to go into. Right, little squeeze of your pelvic floor and your belly button again, and come back to center. Squeeze the right knee in, and then go for another big full body stretch. Arms back, legs down, inhale, and exhale, relax. And then let's bring the left knee into the chest, squeeze it in. Open your left arm out to the side. And you're going to roll your left leg across your body. Again, rest your foot on something. If it doesn't reach the floor or a wall or whatever, tuck the toes back so you can rest your foot on your right inner thigh or knee or wherever it reaches. So it doesn't feel like a weight just hanging there. And now breathe into your left side. Inhale, feel your left rib cage expand. And exhale, feel your left shoulder relax. Feel your left arm relax. It's the way we use the breath. The exhale has qualities of release and relaxation. And the inhale kind of brings in awareness. So when you breathe in, you really feel into your body. And then squeeze in the pelvic floor and the belly button. Come back to center and draw the left knee into the chest. All right, take a full body stretch. Last time, arms go back, legs stretch down, inhale. And then relax. We're going to bend in the legs. can either roll to your side like this and use your left hand to push up to sit, or from your back you can cross one ankle over the other and rock yourself up to sit. All right, so we're going to come into the seated practice now. If you don't like sitting, let me talk you through how you would sit first, and if it still doesn't feel good, then sit in a chair. You can sit on the edge of the sofa with your feet on the ground, or the edge of the chair, or the edge of your bed, wherever you are in your house. All right, so you don't have to sit the way I'm sitting, cross-legged. You might want to cross your ankles. You might find one foot resting on the other leg feels comfortable for you. And what you can do, if you've got rolled up blankets or other cushions, if it feels like your knees are up quite high, you can put little rests under your thighs or your knees so that you don't feel like you've got to hold the legs up in place. So use anything you've got around you to make yourself comfortable. And we definitely want to be sitting up on something, even if you're comfortable sitting cross-legged on the floor. Raise your seat on a little cushion or something, because the idea is that we just bring the hips up a bit higher than the knees. And that means we can fully lengthen up through the spine. So physically we've got good posture, and then on an energy level, this is where all your energy flows, right through the center of your body, through the spine. So we want that to be a clear, open channel, as well as healthy posture for your vertebrae, for your intervertebral discs. All right, so come and sit. And we're going to do some breathing practices. So breathing is something we do naturally, obviously, without even thinking about it. But when we breathe consciously, this is what really shifts the energy. It shifts your thoughts, it shifts your moods, it transforms any emotions. So it can really help with all the negative kind of qualities of stress and anxiety, using your breath to really move that out of your body and move it out of your mind. So we're going to work through some breathing exercises. They've been proven to work scientifically. They work when we're really stressed and the mind is really busy and it's consuming us. A lot of that tension and stress sort of gets manifested in the body, in tension in the body, in dis-ease in the body. It can bring in injuries and illnesses and all sorts of things. So these exercises really keep it all flowing. So some of it's going to be little movements with the arms, some of it's going to be focused on the breath, and will be quite still. There's thousands of these exercises for different kind of states that you want to shift or bring in. So we're going to do a few basic ones today, because I really want to get you moving as well on the mat. All right, so just get yourself sitting comfortably, and if you can't get comfy here, go to a chair. If you're in a chair, make sure you sit on the edge of the chair so your feet are flat on the ground, so you've got some grounding, some stability, and then sit up tall through the spine rather than sitting back in the chair. So what we always do at the beginning of the practice is set intention. So yoga really is, as I said, it's not just an exercise class. It's really about bringing in the life that you want to live. It's really about you getting back into your heart and soul, getting back to your true self, not being influenced by something outside of you that feels controlling, not playing small and trying to fit in with everyone else, but really shining out as your individual self. So you're not trying to be like anyone else. You're not trying to people please. You're just being you. And you know when you're being you. There's been moments in your life when you're being you, when you just feel genuinely happy and free. That's when you're being your true, authentic self. It feels light, it feels good, and that is what we're working ourselves back to. That's what we're working on, bringing in as our most dominant state in yoga. Doesn't mean we're never going to get stressed or anxious or sad or depressed or worried or any of those emotions. Doesn't mean we're never going to feel any of that again. It just means we're always aware that this natural state is within us, and we can always get back to it by doing the practice, going for a walk in nature, having a little self-care evening, whatever it is, dancing, singing, whatever it is that really brings you back to your heart and soul. And the yoga practice is designed to do that. All right, so let's just do a little set up. So we're going to bring the palms together and the hands to the heart. And this is not about praying, it's about bringing your awareness to your heart center. And the yogis talk about the heart center being the balance of everything, the balance of your inner world, your soul, your wisdom, and the balance of your outer world, how you kind of go about in your humanness, if you like. All right, so palms together, bring your awareness to the center of your chest. This is where we feel the energy of the heart, the center of the chest, not where the physical heart is to the left. And just take a few breaths there. Breathe into your heart. You'll feel the chest expand as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, keep the spine up tall and just maybe let the shoulders relax a little more. A couple more breaths, just breathing into your heart. And breathing out. And then I want you to bring in, what are you grateful for in your life right now? What brings you joy and happiness? And this can be, when we're going through challenges, when we're going through really tough times, you can look to the small everyday, the things we think are small, the everyday things that there are to be grateful for. It could be something as simple as a cup of coffee in the morning, the home that you live in, the comfortable bed that you sleep in. There's always something that can bring you into this state of gratitude. So find something. When things are going well in your life, you'll find it easy to bring in that gratitude. But know you can bring it in when you're feeling down. And when you come into a state of gratitude, it's going to bring you back up again. But also, if you're flying high and you're going too high, come back to gratitude and it'll bring you back down to center. It'll stabilize you. It's a very powerful thing. So just take a moment with what you're feeling grateful for: friends, family, loved ones, pets, experiences you've had in your life. Having the time to be here right now doing this practice, learning more about yourself and how to be the best version of yourself. And now bring in an intention you have for your life. It could be a dream, a desire, a vision you have, something you want to achieve in your life. The sort of person you want to be in your life. The person that you actually came here to be in this lifetime. So it can be feelings and emotions. What do you want to be your most dominant feelings and emotions? Maybe you want to feel more grounded. Maybe you want to be more courageous or spontaneous. Maybe it's love and happiness you want to bring in. Or there might be something specific that you want to achieve, that you want to bring into your life. Maybe a new job or a new relationship or a new home. It can be anything you want it to be. This practice is adaptable, so you make it fit you and your life right now and what you're working on. There's no set rules here. So bring in an intention. We're now going to chant Om and put that out to the universe. Putting your gratitude out and putting out your intention. Take a deep breath in. Lovely. And now we're going to start with the first breathing exercise. So you're going to inhale through your nose and lift your arms up, lift your chest up a little bit, lift your chin up. And as you exhale, make fists with your hands and round up and release. And you can Continue with that. Inhale, lifting up, arms, heart, chin. And exhale, rounding and releasing. And let that flow. Inhale. So the inhale is what brings in the new. And the exhale is what releases the old. So what are you releasing? What are you letting go of? What holds you back? Is it self-doubt? Is it a lack of self-worth? And what do you need to bring in? You need to bring in some self-belief, self-love. Breathe it in. First of all, breathe out what needs to go, whatever's holding you back. And then you've got space to bring in those new qualities that are going to help you to bring those intentions, those dreams and desires into your reality. And here with this exercise, move your body. It doesn't have to look the way I'm doing it. You move your body in a way that feels good for you, that feels right for your body. It might be a smaller movement, it might be a bigger movement. Just close your eyes and feel it. The expansion of the inhale and the release on the exhale. Focus on your breath. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just focus on the breath and notice how it feels to breathe consciously. And on this next exhale, we'll release. And then roll up, sit up tall. Hands on your legs. And now we're going to squeeze. So this, all the tension from the mind tends to gather in the shoulders. When we're stressed, it tends to gather in our shoulders. You often might find your shoulders up by your ears and they just get tense. And when we don't release that tension, it just multiplies and gathers and kind of gets stuck there. So we're going to release the shoulders now. So you're going to squeeze the shoulders. Make sure you're sitting up tall and the back of your neck is long. You're not lifting your chin up. And you're going to squeeze your shoulders up to the ears, towards the ears, so you don't have to touch, and then drop them down. And as you squeeze them up, you breathe in, and as you drop them down, you breathe out. And if you can, you're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. It goes. Shoulders up and hold, squeeze up, hold the breath in, know you can exhale whenever you need to, and then exhale, release, let the shoulders drop. Good, so we're going to take now an exercise called Breath of Fire. It takes a little while to get this one, but just give it a go. You can bring your hands onto your belly. As your belly relaxes, you're breathing in, and as you breathe out through the nose, you do a little contract your belly in. So it just relaxes as you inhale, contracts in as you exhale. When you first learn this, don't focus on the inhale. It's just going to happen naturally. So focus on the exhale and pumping the navel. It's like, you might be going half beat. going at a pace that works for you. A little bit longer, a few more seconds, another 30 seconds. Find a rhythm that works for you. This is really your deep inner strength. This builds deep inner strength. When you practice this regularly, it's like the fire in your belly. This is where your self-belief comes from, this inner strength. Last 10 seconds. Keep contracting the belly. Back to the spine. And now just take a deep breath in and hold the breath. Squeeze up your pelvic floor muscles, draw your belly button in and up, sit tall, shoulders relaxed down, hold the breath. And exhale, release. Good, now a little twist. Go easy on this if you've got any lower back issues. Just keep it small and keep it slow, as I said earlier. Fingers come onto your shoulders. You're going to breathe in, twist to the left. Breathe out, twist to the right. So it goes. Place your hands on the ground and steady yourself. Just a few more moments. Inhale to center and hold. Squeeze up again, your pelvic floor and your belly button. And then exhale, release. Lovely. Okay, next one. So if you've been hanging around, you've been in a stressful situation, or hanging around with someone that's really stressed, anxious, worried, angry, anything you may have taken on, you may have absorbed from that person or situation, we're going to clear it out with this one. So your hands come in front of your shoulders. You're going to breathe out and push out with one hand, little twist at the waist, and then you push out with the other. So it goes like this. You're breathing in and out through the mouth and you push. So think of this as clearing out any of that negative energy you may have picked up that you're carrying. Anything that's not yours, clear it out. There's an energy field around you where you can absorb that stuff. So clean it up, clear it out. Again, proven by science. You get a feel when you meet someone, you get a feel of what they're like, and if they're your sort of person, don't you? You get a feeling, that's energy. That's their energy field. You can tell when someone's worried or stressed without them even saying anything. That's the energy around you. So clean yours up, make sure you're not carrying anything that's not yours. And inhale, now stretch your arms up. And exhale, open your arms like you're tracing through this golden bubble of light all around you. Your energy, cleaner and brighter. Bringing the hands down. Okay, we're going to take one more exercise, seated, and then we're going to move our bodies. All right, feel free to shake your legs out whenever you need to. So this one's called Blooming Lotus. And the lotus flower represents new beginnings. So you could bring in your intentions, your dreams and your desires that you have for your life as we practice this. You bring your palms together, hands to your heart. As you inhale, you take the hands up above the top of the head. And as you exhale, you gently wave the hands down. It's like you're drawing or creating a lotus flower. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, gently wave the arms down. Close your eyes and feel it. Visualize your dreams, your desires, your visions for your life. And if you're not sure what they are yet, visualize the flower that you're drawing, the lotus flower. You know, you don't have to do this the way I'm doing it. You can find any movement you want to create the lotus. Anything you like. Be as creative as you would like to. It's what life is all about, creativity in every moment. A few more rounds. Keep seeing that vision for your life or the flower you're creating, the lotus flower. One final round. And then bring your left hand onto your heart and your right hand on top. Take a moment there again, breathing into your heart energy, the center of your chest. Breathe into it. Just see how it feels and breathe out. Know that you are worthy and you are deserving of all your dreams and desires, of all that you want to bring into your life. Remember all you've already created in your life. All the good you've created, all the good experiences you've had. You've been the creator of that, so what are you creating next? Know you are worthy and deserving of it all. Take another breath into your heart, and as you exhale, release and place your hands down onto the ground in front of you. Let your head release down, just feel the steadiness of the earth, the steadiness of the ground. And when you're ready, you can blink open your eyes, take a breath in and exhale, and then slowly roll up. All right, we're going to have a little move now. You might need to move your legs slowly if you're not used to sitting. Even if you're used to sitting, sometimes your legs will get pins and needles. They might seize up a little bit. So just take your time getting out of your seat and shake your legs out. We're going to come first onto the hands and knees. If you need a little bit of extra padding under your knees, you could fold up a blanket and put your knees on the blanket, your knees and shins. All right, so we're going to bring the hands shoulder width, spread the fingers, and the knees are hip width. And feel this action of gently pushing the floor away with your hands. We're just going to get going to the cat-cow so you can get moving. So you inhale a little arch of the lower back, look forwards. And exhale, rounding the back, look towards your legs. And let that flow. Inhale, arch, look forwards. Exhale, round, look back towards your legs. Keep that moving. If it hurts your wrists, move your chest back a little bit so you haven't got all your weight in your wrists. You could also try coming up onto a fist and have your thumbs, turn your palms in and have your thumbs pressing into the ground. So you can try that as well. See what works for you. Spreading your fingers and drawing your shoulder blades down really helps if you feel pressure in your wrists. They do get stronger the more you do this sort of practice. All right, a few more rounds. You're arching your lower back, looking up, and then you're rounding the back and looking to your legs. Breathe in as you look forwards, and breathe out as you look back. the spine flow whilst you feel strong and stable through your arms and legs. And then lengthen your spine out so it's long, and you keep that action of pushing the floor away, a little squeezing of your belly button, and then side stretch. Inhale to the right, exhale to the center. Inhale to the left, exhale to center. One more each side. Inhale, exhale center, inhale to the left, and exhale center. Now sit back on your heels. You can take your knees as wide as you like, big toes together, and sit back on your heels and rest your head down. If that doesn't work well in your knees, try placing a cushion or some blankets between your calves and your thighs and sit back there. That might help. And if that still doesn't help, you can stay up. You can keep your bum in the air and just rest your head down onto your hands, and you'll still get a stretch. Couple more breaths, and then we're going to come up again onto the hands and knees, and we're going to go to a downward dog. Come out of it whenever you feel you need to. So have a look. You're going to tuck your toes under, squeeze the belly button in, pushing the floor away with the hands. You lift up the hips towards the ceiling. So you're making this kind of you're making a kind of triangle shape with your body, and you're going to start to pedal through your feet. One knee bends, other heel presses down. The hips are the highest point, and feel free whenever you need to just come down onto your knees and go back to that child's pose. It's easier the more you practice it. You're going to then level out your legs. Use your arms to gently push back. You can keep your knees bent if you like. Main focus isn't to get the heels on the ground, it's to keep the spine fully lengthened. So push back. And now we're going to move the body, the chest forwards into a plank, so your shoulders come over your wrists, and just put your knees carefully on the ground. From here, point your toes and then roll down to the floor. And if that doesn't work for you, you can go down forearm, forearm, and then come down. And then we're going to take the hands under the shoulders, roll back your shoulders, firm your legs up so they're switched on, lift the chest, lift the head, and maybe, if it feels okay for you, lift the legs as well. Elbows tuck into the waist, and breathe. Good, then release it down. Tuck your toes under, keep your shoulders pulled down your back, push through your hands, and come up and back into downward dog again. Lifting your hips high. And now we'll walk up to the front of the mat. Take as many steps as you like, and you can move your hands as you come up to the front of the mat. Feet slightly apart. And you're just going to keep your knees bent and hang your body over your legs. You might like to swing from side to side. And come back to center, and then place your hands onto your shin bones, lift your chest and keep your knees bent and look out, lengthening your back. Then we exhale and go down into the legs. Put your hands around the backs of the legs, gently pull yourself in. Doesn't matter how deep you go in any of these poses, just make sure it feels secure and safe in your body. Now keep your feet slightly apart. Feel your feet press into the ground and come up slowly, opening your arms out to the sides, come all the way up, palms together above the head, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Just going to do a really short flow once each side, just to give you a feel of the kind of stuff we do. Don't worry if there's anything you can't do in this part of the practice. As I said, this is about finding strength and flexibility in balance in your body. It's not about being the strongest and the most flexible person in the world. So just do what feels right for you, and you can watch if there's something you're not sure of. All right, so arms come down by the sides of the body. Feel your feet firmly in the ground. Reach down for your fingertips so you feel your shoulders pull down. And then lift and lengthen through your spine. And the back of the neck is long. Careful not to lift the chin too high. You want the chin parallel to the ground. All right, I'm going to take a stretch up with the arms. Inhale, reach it up. Try and keep your posture as you stretch up, and then exhale, open the arms, soften the knees, and slowly dive over. You bring your hands, if they reach the ground, place them on the ground. If not, place them on your shins. Inhale, lifting your heart, same position as we just did, look forwards. Now as you exhale, place your hands to the ground and step your right leg back to a lunge. Place your right knee on the floor. You might want to put some padding, grab your cushion or your blanket and place it under the right knee if you want it. And just stay there for a moment, squeezing the belly button in and up. And see if you can engage your right glutes, the right side of your bum. And then we'll lift up, bring the hands onto the left knee and lift up through your chest, lengthening your spine. If you feel this is pressure in the lower back, just move your hips back a little bit and really lift up as tall as you can. Got to use your core. This is the pelvic floor and the belly button to support the lower back. So if at any point it feels too much, take a breather. Now sweep the arms up and stretch up towards the ceiling. Really reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Good, and then we'll release the hands down, bring them down to the floor, either side of your left foot. Right hand stays on the ground, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Breathing there. Optional, if you want to, you could lift your right knee off the ground. Optional. Good, now from here we're going to go to downward dog. So you can either bring your left hand down and step that right foot back, or bring your left hand down, put your right knee on the ground, take your left knee back onto the ground, and then go up to downward dog. So you find a way that feels right for you. Now move the chest and the shoulders forwards, lowering your knees to the ground, and then roll down the way that works for you. You can go through your forearms to come down to the ground. And roll back your shoulders, tuck your elbows in, and inhale, press up as far as feels good for you. It might be a low cobra, it might be a little bit further up, you might straighten your arms, whatever works for your body. But keep your legs strong and your glutes engaged. And then release down, tuck your toes under, push yourself all the way up now, and back to that downward dog. Walk your feet up to the front of your mat, take as many steps as you like, come up to the front and just hang over your legs. Shake out your hands, shrug out your shoulders. Hands come onto your shins and breathe in, lift your chest, look out. And as you breathe out, fold down into your legs. Rooting down through your feet, open your arms out to the sides and come all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands heart center. We're just going to do that on the second side. All right, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge from the hips. Then you go over carefully, hands to the ground or onto your legs. Inhale, lift your heart, look out. And as we exhale, we'll step the left leg back. Left leg back to a lunge and lower your left knee to the ground. Make sure that right foot is flat and the right knee is over the right ankle. Squeezing the glutes, the left glutes from the back leg. Put some padding under your left knee if you need it. And then when you're ready, you can push your right foot into the ground as you lift up and bring your hands onto your right knee. Breathe there for a moment. Really feel a lift through your spine, through your waist. Make sure you don't feel like collapsing in your lower back. Lift tall. Sweep the arms forwards and take them up. And this really helps you to stretch up even more. Reach your fingers towards the ceiling. It's all right if your shoulders lift up a little bit, as long as it doesn't feel like they're really tight and tense. They can lift slightly. Good, and then release the arms down, bring them down either side of your right foot. Left hand stays on the ground, right arm reaches up, lunge twist. Optional, lift your left knee off the ground. Notice if you've lost awareness of your breath, just bring it back in, bring some awareness to your breath. Now bring your right hand down and you can step back to downward dog, if you can go straight from the lunge to downward dog, or left knee down, right knee goes back, and then you lift up, downward dog. Move your chest and your shoulders forwards and lower your knees to the ground. Roll down slowly through your body. And then press up. Keep your shoulders down as you press up to a cobra. And then exhale back onto your knees. Sit back in child's pose and rest. Well done. Lovely. Stay in the child's pose just for a couple more breaths, and then all we're going to do is come over in a moment for relaxation, and we're done. So get a couple of minutes to relax. So gather anything that's going to make you feel comfortable. If you want a little cushion under your head, if you want a blanket over you to keep warm, grab whatever you need. You're going to roll yourself up out of your child's pose. Prepare your mat or your space to lie down and relax. So come to lie on your back. And just when we get down, just bring the knees into the chest one more time, hug them in. And then release your feet down. And for some people this is comfortable, this works. This is your relaxation pose. It's called Shavasana. Legs stretched out, arms stretched out by your sides. If that is not comfortable in your lower back, feel free to have your legs bent in, soles of your feet on the ground. And it's quite nice if it works in your body to just let the knees drop together. So the feet are wide and the knees are together. So get yourself in a comfortable position. If you prefer to lie on your side, you can come and lie on your side as well. Relax there. We've just got a minute or so here to relax, and then we're going to close up the class. So just really let your body relax into the ground. Notice your breath. Notice any difference to your body and your mind from the beginning of the class. Just from doing these few exercises, it can really make a change, can really shift any negative energy. All right, take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now just start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Just bring some movement back into the body and take a big stretch, arms stretch back, legs stretch down. Inhale and exhale, relax. Bend your legs in. You're going to roll onto your right side if you're not already there. Come onto your right side and left hand on the floor in front of you and press up to sit. And we'll come and sit and we'll just complete the practice. So we always finish up with an Om and an offering. The offering is sending out some good vibes to someone else. All right, so get yourself comfortable in your seat, however that looks for you. Spine up tall, sitting in a chair, sitting on a cushion, legs stretched out, whatever works. Bring your palms together, hands to your heart. So you're sending out, always sending out loving, healing, positive vibes out to someone or somewhere or something. Wherever you know some good energy is needed right now. See where you want it to go. Think of that person. Think of that group of people. It might be a few different people you want to send it to. Or maybe it's an animal. Or maybe there's a project you're working on that you want to send the energy to. It could be a country. It could be just out into the world. Let's send it out with Om. Take a breath in. Thank you those of you here live, doing this live with me, and thank you if you've done this on the recording, on the catch-up. Thank you for practicing. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me anywhere, Instagram, Facebook, email to the website, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you are interested in going deeper into this, I've got lots on offer for you to be able to continue this practice. If you want to really get back to basics and learn all the kind of foundations of yoga, I've got a couple of courses which I'll send out to you, or come along and try a membership. You can try a free week of membership as well to come and do these classes if you felt that was quite easy for you and you could drop straight into it. So I'll send out an email. You'll get it in your inbox very soon. You might have already received it if you're watching this on the recording, and there'll be some discounts there for you for doing this class as well. All right, so thank you for practicing. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening whenever you're doing this class, and I hope to see you again practicing very soon. All right, sending you all lots of love and take good care. Thank you. Bye-bye.